Specialist Jonathan Daniel John Menke joined the Indiana National Guard on March 15, 2004, and was first sent to Kuwait in 2008. He was stationed in East Baghdad, Iraq, during Operation Iraqi Freedom, serving in the 38th Military Police Company, 95th Battalion, 18th Brigade with the Danville, Indiana Unit. Specialist Jonathan Daniel Menke died Monday, August 4, 2008, while defending our nation against global terrorism during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Specialist Menke was awarded the Bronze Star Medal, the Purple Heart, Army Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Iraq Campaign Medal with Bronze Service Star, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Army Service Ribbon, Overseas Service Ribbon, and the Combat Action Badge. It is in his name and memory each year that we honor veterans today. Born on June 15, 1945, in Jefferson County, Thomas J. Ringwald was raised by his parents, Bernard and Mildred Ringwald, as one of 8 children. His father worked at the local power plant, and his mother owned Hillcrest Flower Shop. From an early age, Tom learned the value of hard work, service, and commitment to community. Tom was deeply involved in school and church throughout his youth. He was active in 4-H, served as an altar boy, was an honor student, held several class offices, and earned varsity letters in basketball, track, and cross country at Shaw Memorial High School. Following graduation, Tom attended Bellarmine College for 2 years, earning varsity letters in track and cross country while also working. He later transferred to Western Kentucky University, where he graduated in 1967 with a double major in sociology and psychology. During this time, he worked at the Kentucky Museum and was accepted into graduate school. However, during the Vietnam War, Tom was not granted a draft deferment. Rather than wait to be called, he chose to step forward into leadership. Working with his recruiter, he enrolled in the U.S. Army's Officer Candidate School through the College Option Program, a demanding, fast-paced path designed to develop commissioned officers. Tom trained at Fort Benning, the primary hub for Infantry Officer Candidate School, where future frontline leaders were prepared for combat. After completing basic and infantry training, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant on June 3, 1968. He then attended airborne school and the Special Forces officer course, earning his Green Beret later that year. In February 1969, Lieutenant Ringwald was deployed to Vietnam, and on June 6th of that year was commissioned First Lieutenant. He served in Tay Ninh Province before his brigade was transferred to Song Bay and later Phuoc Vinh. Over 2 years of combat service with the 1st Cavalry Division along the Cambodian border, Lieutenant Ringwald served as an infantry platoon leader and company commander. He led search and destroy missions in company-sized units through jungle terrain and assumed command leadership responsibilities. Because of his experience and leadership, Lieutenant Ringwald was hand-selected to serve as a brigade to division liaison officer, an essential role acting as communication link between tactical units and division command. With 120 days remaining in his service, he declined reassignment as a training and casualty notification officer. Instead, he chose to remain in Vietnam as an education director in Bien Hoa, a position typically filled by civilians, but one that the Army relied on military leadership to perform at that time. He extended his service before returning to the United States in 1970. Returning home during a period of widespread Vietnam War protests was difficult. Still, Lieutenant Ringwald has always remained proud of his service, his combat infantry badge, and his Purple Heart, and of serving in defense of the freedoms we enjoy today. In the early 1970s, Lieutenant Ringwald pursued his passion for travel, visiting Europe, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East and Egypt, followed by extensive travel throughout the United States and Canada. In 1974, while owning a pizza shop in Hanover, he met Beverly. They married in 1978 and together have 1 daughter, 3 grandchildren, and 4 great-grandchildren. Lieutenant Ringwald's leadership continued long after his military service. In 1980, he became owner and principal broker of Madison Realty Company. He was an active member of the Home Builders Association, the Jefferson County Realtors Association, and the Jefferson County Chamber of Commerce. In 1984, he was named Realtor of the Year and earned his Graduate Realtor Institute designation. In 1986, Lieutenant Ringwald closed his real estate business and relocated to the south suburbs of Chicago, where he worked with large real estate companies until 1999. During this time, he was highly active in the Chamber of Commerce, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, and the Military Order of the Purple Heart. He served as a director of the Will County Chamber of Commerce and as its president for 2 years. He also served as VFW adjutant and trustee, and with the Military Order of the Purple Heart as chapter commander twice, executive board member, and member of the National Executive Committee for 7 years. He chaired multiple committees across all 3 organizations. He was the top fundraiser for Century 21 Easter Seals for the Chicago area Hines Veterans Hospital School for the Blind. His MOPH chapter hosted annual picnics, dinners, and dances for students at Hines, purchased police vehicles and a fire engine for the village of South Chicago Heights, hosted the Eddie Murphy Golf Tournament benefiting Happy Day Center for Disabled Children, and sponsored awards for outstanding military cadets at the Glenwood Military Academy. In 1999, he and Beverly sold everything, purchased a motorhome, and spent 2 years traveling the United States and Canada, including 2 summers in Kodiak, Alaska, where their daughter and grandchildren lived. Lieutenant Ringwald now has traveled to more than 30 countries, all 50 states, Puerto Rico, and every Canadian province, including the Arctic Circle, and has documented those journeys with more than 6,000 photographs. In 2000, he and Beverly returned to Madison and moved back into his former home. He continues to serve as a life member of the Military Order of the Purple Heart, Disabled American Veterans, Veterans of Foreign Wars, and the 1st Cavalry Division Association, and is an annual member of the American Legion. He has served the Military Order of the Purple Heart as a chapter commander and adjutant for more than 10 years, as Indiana State Commander and Senior Vice Commander. Through the Jefferson County Veterans Council, Lieutenant Ringwald worked alongside co-chair Leon Perry to help finance and design the Purple Heart Memorial Monument at the local Veterans Cemetery. He also helped raise funds for and design the Vietnam Veterans Memorial at the Jefferson County Courthouse. In addition, he has personally presented Purple Heart plaques to the families of 11 local soldiers killed in combat, including the Menke family. With his travels around the world nearly complete, Lieutenant Ringwald has one item left on his bucket list: a return visit to the battlefield where he once served. Thoughts by a young veteran. The years others knew as youth, I spent learning the meaning of death. The times others spent learning to love, I passed hoping to live through endless nights. The moment others remember as laughs in classrooms, I remember as forgotten hopes, long ago crushed by the reality of war. The unfilled dreams of others are yet to be thought by me, since I am in search of my elusive youth, looking for years lost in combat, which are no more and will never be. First Lieutenant Thomas J. Ringwald, thank you for your service, your leadership, and your lifelong dedication to the community and country. It is our privilege and honor to present you with the 2025 John Menke Award.